There is one awkward, unpleasant conversation that all sewists have to have. And in this video, I want to arm you with some answers to the inevitable question that if you haven't already, you will get, is, can you sew this for me? And of course, when you want to say no. Welcome back, my friends. It is wonderful to see you here. If this is your first video that you're watching, welcome. My name's Evelyn Wood and I'm the creator of VinciSewingSchool.com. Here on this channel, we talk about everything garment sewing so you can get better at making garments and sew those clothes of your dreams. If you haven't already, do subscribe. Let's YouTube know that you want to see more of my content. And so you already know what today's topic is about. And the whole thing is that, well, you don't have to say no when someone asks you, can you sew this for me? Or repair, or, you know, any of the above. Now, we very much, as sewists, most of us actually love to sew for our friends, our family, our loved ones. It's actually part of sharing skills because we can't all be good at everything. It is about that balance in any society where someone knows something and another and you all share and swap. But you know, I know you know because you've been asked, we all know that there are those times, those random work colleagues, those long lost cousins, those people that you first meet on the street ask you all sorts of like, can you hem my jeans for me? How about the mild acquaintance that asks, you know, I have this garment that I would love to be copied. Or the really big one, someone you barely know, finds out that you know that you sew and then proceeds to ask, I have this Cinderella ball gown that I've been dying to have made. It has a fitted corset, it's got 13 layers of tulle. I'm so excited about it. Oh my goodness, you know what, I'll buy the fabric and you know what, I'll even pay you $50. I think the $50 mark is a common amount that people throw out there. There is an actual Instagram account called Can You Sew This For Me? And it is about all the random requests, like the most just ridiculous requests that people ask you, the funny things, just to laugh about it all on the account. So I recommend that you go check it out if you like to have a little bit of a laugh. Can You Sew This For Me on Instagram? An absolute must see. Okay, so some of these are kind of funny and some are serious, but it is, like how you answer and respond to this question will of course depend on your personality and who it is, of course, as well. And so I decided to poll my Instagram followers on what do they say when someone asks them. The answers were hilarious. And so basically, we're going through some of the best here. Now I've grouped them down into different categories, so they have different like topics and themes and genres. So there's a number in there. I think you can find some to choose from. Now I will preface that, you know, anything, so obviously you'll probably word these a little bit different and on your own, and you would probably insert, you know, at the beginning, before any of these answers, you would insert, thank you so much for asking, I am so flattered, but insert your new answer that hopefully through this video you'll have some in your back pocket that you can save for later when the time comes when someone asks you. Now I have written them all down. On the topic of I'm still learning, I charge by the hour and I sew really, really slow. So it'll probably cost more than you'd actually want to pay. Pretty simple one. I like this one. The answer was, I can't sew knits, zippers, fleece, denim. Basically insert whatever thing it was that they asked you to do. Just kind of pretend like you can't sew that thing. I think that's a good one. This is another great one. I don't feel comfortable taking orders as I'm not really confident enough to actually do that for other people yet. I think that's a really good one when you are, you know, still learning, not confident in your skills. You're absolutely telling the truth. Along the same vein is I'm only learning and amateur. See that wonky stitching? You wouldn't want me to sew it. I like that one. You could simply say I don't take custom orders, commissions, etc. Basically, I think when you insert the word order or commission, it instantly brings in the person who's asked it that they're asking you to do something that they should like pay you for. If they were thinking of it for free, they won't anymore. And I really like this one is that your answer would be, I'm really flattered, but I'm not as good as you think I am. a funny version on the same thing of not enough skill, don't feel confident yet. Basically, any of these, mix it all up and put the words as you would, but just don't feel confident charging because your skills aren't good. You use your own words in there. The next category is you can't afford me, because we all know that if you don't sew, you do not appreciate how much time, effort, how much fabric costs, goes into doing all this. Fast fashion has absolutely ruined the job of seamstresses and dressmakers, alterationists, because the value in like clothing, we think it can be made for as much as you can buy it for, which is not true. So when they ask, can you sew this for me? You say, sure. That will be, insert some crazy figure here. There was a lot of those answers actually, and I quite like this one. Your response, well, that sounds interesting. Well, let's see. We could get a pattern. That'll probably be $20. Then, have a look at the design. Yeah, I mean, if you only want to do one layer, oh, yeah. Well, probably maybe $160 for fabric, you know. Depends, just one layer? Yes, yes. It might be more if we need lining. Yes. Flick through the design very, like, thoughtfully. Well, it'll probably take me about 30 hours of work at, how much do you charge per hour? Exactly, right? I mean, once you add up fabric, put in the pattern, put in your amount of like time and how much you would get paid, you wouldn't probably, of course, ask the other person how much they get paid per hour, but that's kind of what you want to say in your head, because it is hilarious. No one wants to pay that amount. We know this. So any version of that, of course. You could respond with a, that sounds like a really big project. You know what? I bet you could find someone at Etsy to commission that for you. Yeah, bet they could too. Or, I sew really slow. I bet a professional dressmaker will be much cheaper. Here's a number. Have one ready in your back pocket of a professional seamstress in your local area. That is a really good one to literally have in your back pocket. You can keep that around. Okay, some more along the vein of I don't have time, because who does have time? We have our own projects to sew. You could simply respond, I'm in the middle of a huge project right now. I just couldn't even get to it until next year. It's February. Or I simply have so many projects on at the moment, I just don't have time. Pretty forward, straight to the point, pretty easy. I think we could all remember that one. I actually had a number say pretty much this same thing, and it was that your answer is, I'm kind of selfish. I barely sew for my children or husband. I really only sew for myself for fun. You'd be surprised how many people responded with that answer. As I said, I think it depends on your personality as to how you would actually say any of these. You do it in your own style, of course. Before I get to my top favorite three, comebacks to say, answers to say, if you haven't seen already, you might already have seen them, is that I have just released my new YouTube sewing guides. I'm really excited to bring them to you because you basically asked for them, so I've made them. They are like a video library, a resource of all of my great content I do here on YouTube, all of the best topics, tricks, tutorials, and tips that we talk about in sewing to help you get better at your sewing, all compiled into one spot, all like systemized and labeled in order. In order and searchable. So you can search through all of the video content either by words or talk it in. It is so easy to access, and I know these guides will be a great resource to you in your sewing. I know you like my YouTube videos because that's why you're here. So I know these guides are really going to help you. I put links down below on how to get your guides, and I really hope you enjoy using them. Okay, and my top 3 answers. The first one's a bit funny, and this was the answer. So when someone asks, can you sew this for me? Your response, I'm actually allergic to sewing things that I don't want to sew. Sorry. I wish I could say something like that. Okay, the next 2 are more serious and something you could actually say. So sewing is just my hobby. I sew just for me. It is my time away from the world, and I have to keep it that way by saying no to others. Sewing is my art, not my job. I really like that one. I think pointing on that you just sew for yourself, it is your hobby, your time out. No one is going to say no to that or question your answer at all. So I really, really like that one. And then my very favorite answer to the inevitable question, can you sew this for me? No, but I will happily teach you how to do it yourself. In fact, I know a great YouTube channel. And then send them over to here, to the Evelyn Wood YouTube channel, and I'll take care of them from there. That is my very favorite because you're probably like me and, well, no, you don't want to do it for them, but if they wanted to learn, you would be more than happy to teach them. But trust me, they probably will say no thank you and take it to a professional to have it done anyway. So I hope you enjoy the list. I want to hear from you. Please leave your best answers down below. How do you say no when someone asks you, can you sew this for me? Funny answers, real answers, all are okay and acceptable down below. And remember, read those comments because there'll be so many great answers for you there. Either way, the end of the line, I think, is to have a sentence or two different versions of this ready to go. So when someone asks you, it's not awkward, it's not uncomfortable, and you don't get badgered into doing something that you don't want to do. You sew for you. Okay, my sewing friends, until next time, happy sewing. Bye.